Okay,
Oh no, the stack shape.
they are 11 each.
11. And do they stack?
They do stat, so you can just have them in one stack because they're knives and they stack nicely.
Yay.
To be fair, I'm an expert at stacking things. I once stacked so many cups at a Twin Peaks that the manager took them away from me. I'm not even lying about that. I'm not joking. Apparently, 1 or 2, 3 cups, cool. When you stack 13 of them, they get upset. I kept asking for every. Okay, so it was me, my brother, and who is now his wife by common law and stuff because they've been together long enough to have a little baby. I love him. He's a little shit. Oh my god, I love my nephew. He's a little bastard though. Fucker. I knew it was gonna happen too when they bought him his little fucking his Nerf minigun. Immediately started shooting his grandpa with it. Oh boy.
It's foam. It's fine.
Yeah, it's foam. The problem is he aims for the face or the balls. That's because I did that. You're welcome. But yeah. So we were at the moral of the story is we were at the cutting it all short. We were at the thing. I got like 4 refills. They got a couple refills. Every time we got a refill, I wouldn't let them. I would just like slide it off to the side, because good waitresses. Like she was a very good waitress. She had like a $15 tip. She earned it. She busted her ass. They won't reach across to grab stuff. They can understand the sign that if it's over there, you're just keeping it there, and somebody else's job later. Just don't interrupt the meal, fucker. I'll stab you. But I waited and I collected them all. Then when we were just sitting there talking, I was just stack. And he came over and took them. And then the fucker made sure the waitress started giving me refills in a flat glass bottom. It's like, fuck you. If you're ever listening to this, you know who you are. You know who I am. Fuck you. If I was upset at you anymore, I'd say I hope you were at the one in Waco. But you're not. You're at the good one. Near Dallas. Bastard.
How dare you make money?
No, how dare that asshole take my cups away? I was a paying customer. I wasn't hurting anybody. They were plastic. If they fell, they would have been clunk.
Did you stack them in like a pyramid or something?
Okay, they had little grooves on the bottom, and I was using those grooves to my advantage, stacking them in a stable structure.
Was it a pyramid?
No, it was more like a Y-shaped pillar. The Y is one of the most stable support units in nature. Fuck you.
It is?
It's just a triangle with one of the legs moved to the corner.
I mean, like, if you're supporting a tunnel, a Y is usually really good as long as pressure's coming on both sides, because it equalizes the strain.
I thought it was an arch. That was most stable.
A Y is essentially the side of an arch.
Yeah.
A Y is the starting point where 2 arches meet.
Yeah, basically. Anyway.
Anywho, moving on.
Ah, my hair! Oh my god, holy shit.
Nice
Hold
hair.
on. Where's my... Yes, it's very pretty hair. The problem is, I have naturally curly hair as a crazy Irish bastard.
Is it
so
trying to escape?
It is trying to become one with itself. That's what it's doing.
Oh, I hate when that
Is
happens.
it not already?
We must fuse.
Ow! Okay, I got that piece out. Ow! So like my hair usually doesn't rat nest until a single piece of lint gets in it.
Oh, well, then it just freaks out. It tries to mitote it, doesn't it?
I think it's trying to defend itself like, intruder! Entangled! They shall not be let into the grove.
Or, no, it's not mitosis. Ah, fuck. What do white cells do again?
Phagocytosis.
Yeah, that's it. It's trying to cytosize it.
Phagocytosis. Phagocytosis.
Faggot cytosis, got it.
What is it?
It is the act of a macrophagic cell, i.e., basically any cell that is physically larger than another cell, enveloping it in its mass and then breaking it down and consuming it, thus killing them both in the process.
I think I've seen some furry porn like that.
Yeah, as much as people like, I don't like Vort. Sorry, your body does. It's how it fights infection.
Actually, you know, we have micro furries. I never really see any of them that are actually at the microscopic scale, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a soda at the microscopic scale.
Don't be.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to get involved with like one of my characters who I made a long time ago that sounded cool when I was like a little kid and I first started like writing stuff down because like yeah, this is cool. And then as I got older, I started to realize, oh my god, I made monstrosities. They were scientifically terrifying in concept. Like J and R, Jezebel and Ruin, two aliens who have a symbiotic relationship with each other. One of whom is an alien who's entirely biological matter, basically, like an amorphous, controllable sludge of itself that can do all kinds of stuff and literally reach down to the subatomic level and fucking rip ions off of stuff and make it like harden itself into other materials by rearranging its atoms.
Cool.
I wrote this when I was like 13. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrifying. The fuck is wrong with me? I was a terrifying child. I thought this was cool. This is like earth-ending cataclysmic creation.
Wow,
Anyways.
look, it arrives at Earth. It's like, oh, look at all this freely available biomatter.
Yes, it literally was basically free functioning biomass that it's a whole thing I'll tell you about later on, but I thought of it and I'm like, how would this logically have happened? I'm like, they both were gonna die. So people will do things to not die because self-preservation is a powerful instinct.
So wait, so if one's all biomatter and they're symbiotic, what's the other one?
Only about 30% of their original body left, so that's why they're symbiotic. The other one is its host because it can get around without getting captured if it looks like something that's not that itself.
Ah, smart.
Probiotic?
Well, shut the hell up.
Shut
The other
up.
one, the other alien was. The other alien was. She was essentially a researcher. They found a little tiny piece of it that had crash landed quite a long time ago, and they managed to revitalize it and started, doing stuff to see what all its composition was.
This
Mind you, there was a war going on. They blew the lab open and pretty much killed everyone except her and the little tiny sample of what became Ruin. And it seen its opportunity to escape, but knew it wouldn't make it because it was a tiny little blob of itself. So it consumed all the dead ones and then attached itself to them and started genetically mapping them over hours using what energy it had left to rebuild their body into a functional form so they could both escape and not die there in the cold, hard, open environment of the lab floor.
This sounds very similar to a game that just recently came out. I think it's called Carrion.
Oh, no, that's completely different. See, he's not destructive, he wants to kill everything. Carrion 100% wants to murder people. Totally different.
No, Carrion just wants to escape. It just can't, like, absorb a human because all the humans hate it. So it has to go find DNA of a human that doesn't.
Okay. That was a cool game. I think that's why I liked that game when I fucking played the little demo of it. Because it was like, so cool.
Yeah, it's a cool game. We need more reversal games like that.
Okay. So that's Klaus is helping build the laser. Alright, Klaus. What are your thoughts on you building a laser, though?
I mean, I would always rather be building a laser than not building a laser.
You agree with that, gentleman? Alright.
It's sound logic. I don't see flaws.
Alright.
All this
Now they got the
logic.
straps. Would somebody kindly hand me that other lens? And they'll gesture to a lens that's about 17 inches in diameter? No, circumference is around the outside edge, isn't it?
Diameter is
Yes.
across the middle. Circumference is
Yeah.
around the outside
Yeah.
edge. Yeah.
So you're looking at 17 inches in diameter, about 3 foot in circumference, roughly, around the outside edge of it.
Yeah, basically, circumference is pi times the diameter.
That always threw me off in school. I was like, fuck. But I did algebra okay. Algebra. Algebra was made to torture people.
Yes.
No, that's calculus.
Advanced
Just
trigonometry.
math in general.
Advanced trig hurt my brain.
Can we just all agree math is
Math was
evil?
developed by the devil. I don't care who you are. Only an evil son of a bitch would design something that forced people to think that hard. Anyways.
And now let's add letters.
No!
No.
We'll make them.
I learned the alphabet, and they're like, "You won't ever need to use this other than to talk." And why is it in my math? Why is there an L? What does it even mean?
We'll make them use so many letters in
Well,
this
man,
equation, they'll have to start using Roman letters.
So much easier.
And then Greek. Oh.
It's like, alright, so we've
God.
used every letter available for this equation, and a lot of the letters don't actually correspond to what they represent. How about omega? Yeah, there we go.
That makes sense. So, how about this is theta? You will grow to hate it,
Sine
children.
and cosine.
The
Now
two signs I learned to hate from the fucking Greek alphabet were theta and epsilon. Fuck those two. Fuck them.
Now,
Fuck
children,
everything
They
they
this
don't
is a
even know what those
lowercase s. This represents seconds. This is an uppercase s. This represents force. What?
What?
Well, I thought that was the F. No, that
No. That's a different kind of force. How many different kinds are there?
No, that's no, this one represents function, and then this one represents force, and then this one represents.
And they all use a different font, so you can tell them apart.
All right. Plus, you're going to hand him.
Of course, but not after, not before looking dangerously close to the sun through it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's an excellent idea. Tell me how many sunspots you can
Let me-
see so we can see how
Let
hot
me
it
see.
is.
Well, good news is that I decided you looked through it on the technical right direction and not get your eye melted out. But boy, when you pull it away, you can kind of not see out of your left eye anymore.
Cool.
Just, you know, it's a good lens when the only thing you see afterwards is white.
I mean, in this situation, yeah.
I don't know what you're expecting to happen when you use a giant magnifying lens specifically being put on a magnification laser device to look at the sun. But
I actually have a lot of experience with testing giant death laser lenses.
me too. I learned that they are not good to have around cameras. Ugh.
Arch say if I make go bang bang, then I get the num nums.
They teaching me how to shoot. They didn't learn me how to read. Anyways, he will take the lens, apply it, totally lock it in the correct direction. At least he thought. Then unapply it, then reapply it in the correct direction. Totally this time, 100% on that one. And once that's ready, they can finally clamber their way off of it and get the little step stool and stand on it. Start making it tilt via levers. Okay.
Because no death
Let's see.
laser is complete without a giant control panel.
Exactly.
Lever!
There's a lever here. We adjust. We open this, and they'll reach past the control panel to some sort of little, what looks like kind of tube on the left side of one of the armatures, and they'll stick a crystal in it, and then close it up, and then twist a little tiny latch on that, making a crack sound come from the inside. There we go. It's fixed. Now we can activate the runes. Yeah. System's mostly fine. It's functional. Functional.
Did it really
You can-
just start raining?
Yeah. Anyways,
That's what it does.
you can tell it's functional. Oh. My ear just... Because, one, you can very much see these... So, that's the last lens, by the way, in a series of progressively shrinking lenses. The first one, it's like a giant 10-ish foot circumference lens. And it just narrowly shrinks down over the course of 8 lenses. And, they will take their time to make sure it's fully working. You can obviously hear it working when they do turn it on with a noise coming from it thanks to that little crystal, which is essentially a fucking power cell that you help them assemble it in your drooling and subsequently they put into there. And they're very interested to see if it functions. They're just searching for something that won't cause problems if they test it on it.
Ants.
I was about to say, I'm sure there's an anthill down there.
Let's restop. And they'll adjust the lever a little bit and then use the hand crank to get it nice and lined up before pulling a smaller little lever on the side by the big lever. But it's not the big lever, it's a small lever. That'll make the whole thing kind of lock in and focus, and then the runes will glow on each lens before projecting a little, even smaller magical rune at the very end of it. And then you can hear a noise, and it's cool to watch it. That whirring is in line. It's like perfectly synchronized to how the runes, starting at the left side of the lenses, or at least the first lens, and then progressing on in sort of a spiraling motion, they light up all the way to the final one, which, when it does get to it, it flares nice and bright, and then you just look at a very bright purple beam just that eviscerates the whole tree stump 50 feet down and about 10 feet of ground underneath it.
Well, it seems to function.
I see. Might need a new power cell. That's not quite the oomph I was expecting. Hey, Seti, that's not the oomph. No, it is not. I'm allowed to be upset that it's not as deathy as I want.
Absolutely.
See? Would you like to fire it at something without consequence, as long as it's not something that can have consequences, such as a building, person, caravan, adventurer, and or bird?
Absolutely.
And they'll walk down off of the little platform behind it, thanks to the little movement. So basically, the platform is kind of like a moving step stool that you can pull back, in case somebody really tall uses it. But, most of us are small, normal size, so you can just step up on the little platform behind it where all the controls are. And you can get a feel of how to operate it just from having watched them. There's not a lot really there. The only thing that does look like it's left there is a big blue lever in the center of the console they never pulled, and a big red lever in the center of the console that they never pulled. They only pulled the 2 levers on the side and messed with a couple of the hand cranks.
So I noticed
you're
when
confident
they
you can use it.
were listing things you should name it at, they didn't mention any random wildlife besides birds.
That has no relevance whatsoever, thank you, and I'm upset that you would assume so. What am I, that bird in Australia that lights things on fire?
I don't know, you do like chaos and destruction.
I point at the 2 unknown levers and say, every cell in my body is telling me to pull these, but this is a giant death laser. What do these do?
Okay, so the blue one is the fail-safe shutoff that will make the runes pop, blowing out the entire front, and the red one is the one-time fuck you lever.
Sounds like fun.
Well, they when they commissioned me to build this, they said make me something that can say fuck you to even the strongest warrior. So I made something that can say fuck you to even the strongest warrior. And that could say fuck you to him and his family. If you pull the red lever. Don't pull the red lever, though. We'll have to build the whole thing over again. And possibly this corner of roof.
I look around for like a big boulder or something that I can aim it at.
Looking not through the lens, hard to see. Looking through the lens, a convenient how it's been designed this way so it can also be a nice sort of... It's both the optic and the barrel at the same time. It's very easy to find a fairly large boulder that looks like it has a squirrel just kind of sleeping on it.
I feel bad shooting at that giant death laser at a squirrel.
You're not shooting at the squirrel, you're shooting at the large rock underneath it.
I'm
Maybe a
sure it'll move out of the way when it starts warming up.
Yeah, totally. I am 100% confident.
No, I think the rock's gonna be. You know, uneven heating force, all that.
Okay, I fired.
Standing in front of it, you can see the faint traces of magic almost siphoning what looks like sunlight in around you and into it just for a real good charge. And then you're able to kind of watch that little spiraling motion of the runes lighting up one after the other all the way to the end. And then that last rune that just kind of projects flare outward. And that you can actually feel the whole thing shake underhand when you fire it from the force of that laser that it fires out. And it takes it about a 16th of a second to go from here to that rock, which promptly gets hit and then split clean in two, and the laser keeps going into the ground for a few seconds until you let go.
I've got a quick light transport
safe.
Question.
Yeah.
If it's absorbing the light from around it, would that make the laser itself darker and then the coming out of it stays the same?
Are you talking about its luminescence in regards to what's around it when it fires?
Yeah, something to that effect. Like how much it refracts light while it's charging.
Well, the assumption is that it's just firing light.
Right.
Which it technically is. But if you knew the spectrum, it's technically actually firing only the ultraviolet frequency band out of the end, hence why it's a purple color.
Ah, okay.
Because
I was
ultraviolet
curious
light,
about that too.
when concentrated, it won't make things dark because there's so much light. And this isn't such a, now if this was massive, if this was the size of a fucking college, this would cause an entire area to go dim for a couple minutes at a time until their sun re-illuminated it, but it doesn't because it's not that big. Now, if you were to put your head near the lenses really close, it'd probably act like you're kind of under the shade for a second until it fires. But once it fires, it stops. Once you stop firing it, it stops siphoning light for the nearby area.
Right, because it's up in the ultraviolet range. Or is that
Yeah.
shortwave ultraviolet or longwave?
I think this one is technically, if I remember correctly, this this lighter purple is shortwave because it's more energetic,
Okay.
and the darker purple is long wave because it's less energetic.
Yeah.
The reason they chose shortwave is because more energetic, it essentially naturally pulses because it has short distance to travel, more destructive. They wanted destruction.
The light coming off of it, it's probably just the elements in the air reacting to the high energy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Essentially.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be visible at all for us.
Oh, yeah.
Other creatures could probably see it, because there
yeah.
are some species that can
see,
definitely see ultraviolet.
I'm sure any bees in the area are thoroughly confused.
They're like, what the hell was that?
When we have made ultraviolet lasers that fire quite large beams, they are visible solely because they react with other pieces of light, and basically because the air is full of thousands of particulates all the time.
Mostly nitrogen, but yeah, a lot of other
Yeah.
stuff.
How it reacts with gases in the atmosphere, and the fact that it's an ionizing radiation.
The matter within the beam, and that, I guess you could say it fluoresces.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, you also watched that video.
No, I just know what the process is.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's
but
basically
now that
how
you understand-
fluorescent things work. Is that basically one color of light or whatever excites the molecules into a higher state of energy, and then they release that energy by producing light of a different color.
Yeah, it's thermal radiance. It's the same concept behind light bulbs and your LED.
Now, it is worth noting, when you do fire it, as you're looking through, it's surprisingly not blinding because the light isn't traveling backwards mostly, but it is very hard to see anything around the laser because its luminescence is so high, it temporarily dims everything around it while firing. But it does
It's
make
not
you feel
difficult to see the stuff
powerful.
around it because it's not destroying the stuff around it.
Mostly is the reason you can see things that are not being impacted by it, because it's a very controlled system.
Well, there's two things that make it dim. One, your eyes just automatically adjust, and two, what it's doing.
Yeah, like that is something that's when there is a certain level of light being emitted. Like, you can have a fully lit room, and if you were to take like a ball of plasma from the sun, excluding the pressure problem and all that, it would make the room's light source basically useless, and the only light you'd get would be from that plasma in your hand. That's not setting you on fire because magic, I guess, because it's emitting that much more light. It's essentially the light radiation is stronger, and it physically forces other sources of light out of its way.
Basically, if you're ever in a fight with a teleportation mage and they can see the sun, maybe reconsider your options.
Oh, the Action Lab actually does a great video explaining why light can create darkness, how light can blind other light and stuff. They just do great videos on theoretical concepts all the time.
They really do. I like how we go on these tangents breaking down the actual science behind these fantasy devices.
Well, yeah, because it's cool to know.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the magic in this world is, at least that the adventurers use, is based off of some form of science. That's how their world works. That's why science can't replace magic here, because they don't try to replace the other. They use them as a fusion, because why wouldn't you use both tools to your advantage?
Exactly.
The idea
I'm gonna
that
find shit out of this magic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna magic the shit out of this science.
All right, Klaus. So you've blown up a rock, and also may or may not have turned a squirrel to smoke.
I'm sure it got away. They're fast.
Highly
They're very
scientific
quick.
mind still laughs at a squirrel dying. Why am I?
I'm sure does. You just are. That's what you get for putting the brain tentacles in my degenerate brain. Anyways, I'm sure the squirrel can move at relativistic speeds, especially in this world. Alright, well, that makes 2 discharges. I assume it functions. Now, if you don't mind, we should probably get off the roof.
Fine.
Well, if we don't get off the roof, then those over there in the distance, you can't see them, but they can see you, will fire at us.
Ooh, do they also have death lasers?
Well, that is the garrison of the Royal Military. They have magical cannons that could eradicate this building if used properly. You should see some magical cannons in the capital city. They are so massive. It's beautiful. They are meant to eviscerate entire fleets that would try to attack the capital. Beautiful.
Hon.
Quite impressive, really. They do fire with such ferocity that they have seen them eviscerate the ocean partially, turning everything to steam for a few moments before the waves came rushing in.
I need to get myself one of those.
You would have to talk to the Royal Forge Master and also the Grand Alchemist and a few other people, like I said, Grand Archmage, and maybe possibly the Mage Lord Association to have the right to build such a massive weapon of destruction specifically meant to eradicate entire militaries, but I am sure you could probably convince them eventually.
If you annoy someone long enough, they'll eventually give in.
I don't think you understand how the Mage Lords operate, my friend.
Or they'll kill you.
It's
Very
like,
hard.
it's like, I think he kind of underestimates how the Mage Lords work, especially Yon.
But anyways, they'll gesture everyone to follow them down along the roof towards that little. They have a little roof access here. It's just kind of like a hatch. They intentionally have it as a hatch, so you have to be at a disadvantage when exiting or entering the roof.
Or
Don't you, me?
So, going through it.
Technically, if you're in combat, it would be a disadvantage for you because you're having to traverse through a door where somebody could be on the other side.
But it's also cover.
Having to use a small portion of your attention to operate the door itself.
I guess it's a fair trade-off. You get half cover while at disadvantage.
Good old Willem Dafoe. Yeah. Right. So Klaus got to fire a death laser and now has extensive knowledge to his memory of how to build at least about half of that death laser. That's just kind of there that he's also ghost drooling wrote down in his dreariness in his little journal that I'm pretty sure he has. His little notebook. So he's
I
got
have a few.
I'm sure he has a notebook of some sort.
Yeah. So you have about half of the schematics to designing your own, and because your drooling brain was like, let's make this a little smaller so I could possibly put it on my dog.
Everything has to fit on the dog.
I mean, that's pretty
Yes.
much what his drooling brain has been going with. All the weapons that his drooling brain has rolled up, including a small trebuchet and even a small ballista, are all estimated to be about the size of a dire wolf's weight limit. And then in parentheses, at near the top of your notebook, your drooling self has wrote, perhaps some sort of magical remote control system.
That could be very useful.
Klaus is essentially trying to weaponize his dog.
Firing.
Ah! Oh god, it was cute until it shot me!
I'm just imagining one of those screaming chickens for a flamethrower. They squeeze, and then as it screams, fire shoots out.
The hell? Yeah, hold on. I got something around here for that. Where's it at? Hold on.
That TikTok of the guy squeezing one of the rubber chickens, and then a whole bin of them is probably appropriate. This is the part of the video where the animator animates us all sitting and staring at each other awkwardly. If we had one!
If we had one!
I imagine at this point, Beatrice and Sen would probably be making out again.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Either
I
that or
don't know what
something.
Fiona would be doing.
Yeah, well, you're all recovering from your first experience partying. Well, severely partying. And all trying to get over your hangovers at the other guild hall. Well, it's still under the watchful eye of Sketchy.
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 I think it's Sketchy, but you've heard it said Sketchy, so you're assuming. Is that my laser one? Yep. Just trying to find my laser noises, don't mind me.
How could you
And also
lose
this one.
such a valuable asset?
Nut.
On the nut button again.
The
Alright.
reaction delights me.
Here we go. Guild music. Can I loop this one? No, I can't loop anything that's not a specific type of format. It has to be WAV. Well, there you go. There's some more music going on. 'Cause yes, this guild actually has a music because they're fancy. Most people are hungover, which is why they chose string instruments. Evil bastards.
Well, Beatrice didn't have much, and Yon didn't have much, so they're probably not very hungover.
I know Fiona would be hungover.
Naibai probably has a very low tolerance for alcohol, so probably wouldn't have drank very much, but may have gotten drunk.
Ghost and Forth, however.
Did he drink ghost booze?
Yep, he drank real booze with a real body while they were drooling.
Ghost and booze.
Oh, I take it Naibai didn't handle the teleportation very well.
That's my canon like going off here as the reason you couldn't make it that session. She just went into drooling after it because it's like heck.
Hold on, my spirit's
So
back
he
there.
took over.
Just wait for my spirit to catch up a little bit.
Had to literally walk to the other part.
And it's just basically like, damn it, not again. Maybe in the meantime, Ghost and Forth got to pilot.
That's what he did. He kept her functioning.
I mean, yeah.
He also shot down everybody that tried to hit on her. Just literally looking at them and using his voice just That little body and just, I'm a man, but hey, I'm in for it. The hell? What?
Hey, pretty lady. Fall from heaven. What?
Yeah, it kind of hurt when I fell down the stairs. How you doing, though? The fuck? Ooh, what's this one?
Magic.
No, I mean, yes, but no, not right now.
Sauce.
Ominous magic.
Oh, so sorry. You're a wizard, Harry.
Sauce. Yeah, that's right. Sauce. You like magic,
Sauce
don't
and
you?
sandals.
Sauce.
That devolved fast. All right, back on track.
I forget exactly what he says. It's something like "Be a no so."
What is this one? Hold on, I need to say this real quick.
What the
This
hell?
is... Who is this? Who is this? This is I'm Not What I Thought by Darren Curtis. Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 unported license from Choosic.com. There you go. Liability out of the way. I'm gonna be doing that a lot.
I'm sure somebody's still going to claim one of the videos anyways.
Legally, you can't. When I attribute you, you do that, I can get your ass, even though we don't get any views.
I mean, the music labels don't actually care.
A lot of these are made by a person and not a label, though.
Yeah.
Most people aren't.
Well, sometimes labels will claim stuff that don't even belong to them, so who knows?
Yeah, because they can get away with it.
Okay.
It's very nice music, though.
Yeah. Alright, well,
Dylan's just kind of downstairs.
Downstairs hungover.
Yes.
Up the downstairs, hungover. Bannister.
He's downstairs hungover. And Sin is kind of hungover. Shizen is a little hungover. And Sin's having a crisis while sitting there with Beatriz, with Shizen on the other side of them, still tormenting him.
I finally gets back to their body.
I'm pretty sure Junior was sent on a quest.
Beatrice did.
Because
She's a very happy foxo.
Because Shizume keeps bullying Sin, trying to... Because, well, she won't leave him alone. He knows he did something with Beatriz and his sister in bed, but he doesn't know who he did in bed, because he can't remember. And she is bullying him over it. If she remembers, she won't tell him. Raji is... He's not really too hungover. He's functional.
I imagine Faraji is most amused by this development too.
Yeah, he is.
he's probably looking at Beatrice and just giving her the thumbs up, like, "Good job, way to go."
Also, if my signal starts getting shitty, it's because of the weather.
That's okay. Oh yeah, because the hurricane is on the East Coast right now.
Dark, get your rain back. I don't want it.
Anything under a class Cat 3 can handle.
I lived in Texas, and there was a Category fucking 5 a couple of years ago, and that just snuck up on me. I didn't know there was a hurricane.
They do
News
somehow
away.
sneak up on you. Like, if you didn't watch the news station, then you'd have no idea one was coming.
Well, see, that's why I watch the news for weather frequently now, because I'm tired of having hurricanes just pop up.
Just like, bam, hurricane.
Like, where the fuck did you come from, mister? Yeah. Here we go. We'll put some of this on, some piano music, nice and polite.
I came,
100%.
I came from Jamaica first, man.
And you can... nobody can claim this, because the man who this belonged to, Franz Schubert, Austrian composer from like 1790s, early 1800s, he died when he was like 26. Wonderful composer. Mwah. But yeah, nobody can claim this because this is over 150 years old. This is public domain.
Does that mean Beethoven is public domain?
All of the classical music is public domain
All of it.
because most of that shit was made when America was in its infancy in the 1780s and 1790s. That was 230 years ago. Anything over like 100 years, free game.
Some of it was made before fucking copyright like that was even around.
All of it was really. And yes, there is an single individual playing a piano now. Enjoy.
Oh, what happened last night?
A party. That's what happened.
Fucking Bonnie just perfectly fine, already drinking a big old glass of orange juice. Good morning. Alright.
Good morning, buddy.
That's right. He was the bottom half of the pogo stick.
I was, and he broke your record by miles.
Bonnie is not wearing her sleeve shirt today. She is wearing her sleeveless shirt with her little tank top. And it's comfy.
If I remember correctly, Naibai gave Fiona a piercing at some point.
Yep.
Okay.
He has two.
They're gonna go over, since you're awake now, and take one of those piercings out, and simply just say, thank you, and then walk away.
Oh, what? Oh.
I mean, they're not walking away very quickly. You go after them.
Bye, hold on. He's gonna get up and go after her. What are you saying thank you for?
Oh, it's kind of hard to navigate the spirit world. And I gave you one of these, so it has my energy, for lack of a better word.
So you pretty much used me as a buoy from the spirit world to find your way back.
You're more useful than a... You can also, well, you can... You're very helpful.
In the spirit world.
I like how it just lined up so the drama increased in the background. That wasn't intentional. I can't adjust this. Just have to let it go naturally.
I've actually listened to this song, so I did it on purpose.
Good job.
You're welcome, I guess. I believe I still owe you one more favor.
Do.
Alright.
A single adventurer playing. Oh, how quaint.
And,
Oh my god, that's who that is.
they'll, hold out their arms in, very usually known offer of hug.
Well, their arm
Fionn
and
will
no.
But yes, their arm. You can't see the other one.
Fionn will accept hug and give hug.
Fionn can feel the ghost hugs as well.
Fionn, he's gonna smile and just kind of like, hey.
Wait, Forearms.
I feel, bye-bye. A question
He
for you.
feels nothing.
Why do I feel 4 arms around me?
Another piece.
Naibai will whisper, "You shouldn't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to when you can't see the person's face."
Feeling fair enough. He's gonna give her small head pats between her ears.
Well, dexterity.
What?
Naibai has sensitive ears.
Be very dexterous.
The ears were sensitive, not the between.
Yes, these are.
Nerves are still there.
Between them, but the ears are still there, so gotta be careful not to do that. So would that be
He was
dexterity or
trying not
agility?
to.
Well, it doesn't matter about try or intention. What matters is what happens.
Alright. So, you said what? Dex?
Dexterity.
Boy. Oh, wait, wrong sheet. Not that sheet. This sheet. Not shadow sheet, the own sheet.
Shadow petting from across the ether.
76 plus 280. 357.
Nice save. Yeah, well, they'll allow it.
Sounds like it was. Naibai will smile warmly up to you. I think they're shorter than you. And
Yeah.
How tall is Naibai?
Shorter.
I think she was the same height as Beatrice, right?
he is 5'6".
Oh,
Just
yeah.
about the
Phelan
same.
is 6'2".
127 pounds of bunny. And this is the first time you've ever seen Naibai show any sort of emotion.
Aw. Fion's gonna smile, and he's not gonna say anything because he doesn't want to ruin the mood. Once the hug is over, he will let go.
How long?
Yeah.
How long is an
I don't-
appropriate amount of time for a hug?
8 seconds.
I don't know.
Like riding a bull.
Alright. So, after 2 rounds of semi-awkward, Naibai will motion to breakfast area and ask if you want to get something to eat.
Ah, yes. I like how the adventurer at the piano is being quizzed on his play knowledge.
I wouldn't mind getting something to eat. Let's go.
Back home, you. Valentine and Proteus. Cease to persuade my loving Proteus. Home-keeping youth, however homely weeks. When not affection changed thy tender days, to the sweet glances of thy honored love. I rather would treat thy company. To see the wonders of the world abroad, than living dully, sluggardized at home. Throughout thy youth with shapeless idleness, but since thou lovest love still and thriveth therein, even as I would when I love to begin. Excuse me, love to begin, and I too love begin. Adieu. And then Proteus's line was, Wilt thou be gone, sweet Valentine? Think on thy Proteus when thou haply seest some rare noteworthy object in thy travel. Wish me partaker in thy happiness, when thou dost meet good hap, and in thy danger, if ever danger do environ thee. Commend thy grievance to my holy prayers, for I will be thy headsman, Valentine. I can continue. No, you're good. That was just something going on in the background. Because they're trying to throw the one playing the piano off. He's winning according to the dice rolls.
There is that rare case of the one individual who's able to play like 4 unique orchestras in their mind at the same time.
Well, true, but they're trying to get him to throw off his piano playing by quoting from memory, well, Shakespeare. Because somehow Shakespeare wound up in this world, according to the dice. Right, well, let's see. Breakfast. Delicious, delicious breakfast. Very egg heavy today. Egg and potato heavy, apparently.
Well, those are good for you, right?
Potatoes.
They seem to be making
Leon enjoys.
That's a lot of protein.
let's see. You got potatoes. You got eggs. You got mashed potatoes, boiled potatoes, baked potatoes. You got sliced potatoes, potatoes out rotten, and then you got the egg and potato with cheese cakes.
Mm.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, never mind. The boss music started.
Now let's just play. Well, I enjoyed that, and you can, I guess, try and bully them too, or just listen to them being bullied in the background. One of them's even got a book in their hands. Hold on, I'll find something. Measure for Measure, Scene 3. Oh wait, hold on, what act? Hold on. Act 1. That would be into Provost Claudio, Juliet, and officers Lucio, and 2 gentlemen. Claudius was, "Hello, why dost thou show me thus to the world? Keep me to prison where I am committed. Provost, I do it not in evil disposition, but from Lord Angelo by special charge. Claudius, thus can be demigod authority make us pay down for our offense by weight. Words of heaven, on whom it will, on whom it will not. So, yet still, 'tis just. Lucio, why, how now, Claudio, whence comes this restraint?" I can continue, but I won't.
Now I will look to Fiona. That
Anyway,
any of what they're talking about?
not really.
Act 3, Scene 1. Love's Labor's Lost. Armado and Moth. Armado, warble child, make passionate any sense of here. Moth. Angeline. Armado, sweet air, go tenderness of years. Take this key, give enlargement to the swain, bring him fetch gently hither. I must employ him in letter to my love. Moth. Master, will you win your love with a French brawl? Armado, how meanst thou, brawling in French? Moth, no, my complete master, but to jig off a tune at the tongue's end, canary to it with your feet, humor it with turning up your eyelids, sigh a note and sing a note, sometimes through the throat, as if you swallow love with singing. Love. Something. That penthouse light, or the shop of your eyes, with your arms crossed on your thin. You know, I will keep winning these, correct? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, shut up and play, piano boy. We're gonna kick your ass. Find something harder.
I remember somebody asking me if I read Hamlet before, and I asked him, like, a village or a small town, and they said, To quote Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 3, line 87. No. Oh, let's not forget, Naibai has got jokes.
If she's anywhere near Beatrice, Beatrice would have laughed at that.
They're all near each other.
They're heading towards
Always.
the food hall, so.
The stage is over yonder.
Over, yeah.
One
They
more.
can't see where you're pointing.
Oh, yeah, if you go in where you're going to sit down and eat and such, if you look to the right and back a little, stage is over there. Where the piano is and where he's currently playing. I'll give you one more tip. To assuage my desire to be defeated by your wit. How does he play a piano condescendingly? I do not know.
I like how you have the background piano set at just the right volume. Cuts out when you're talking. So you can strategically have it come back to accentuate a point.
Yep. I'm trying to find the right one to get him thrown off. Give me a minute! I'm going all the way to the back of the book! Hold on! No, he knows that one. He knows them all! That's the problem we're facing here! Oh, I heard this one ends in tragedy. The fuck is a Macbeth?
Oh no.
Film what?
Alright, hold on. Alright, hold on. It's Act 2 in the waiting. Hold on! Act 2, Scene 1. The same. Without the castle. Enter Ross and an old man, and the old man saith, 70 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have seen. Hours dreadful and things strange, but this sole night hath trifled former knowings. Ross! Ah, good father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act. Day threaten his bloody stage. By the clock, 'tis and yet dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Its night's prominence or the day's shame. That darkness does the face of earth and tomb, when living light should kiss it. Old man saith, 'tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done on Tuesday last. The falcon, towering in her pride, of plates, was by a mouse, owl hawk, hill. Ross, and Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race turned wild and broke their stalls, make contending against obedience as they would war with mankind. Old man, it is said they eat each other. Ross, it did so, to the amazement of mine eyes. Doth that look upon, here comes the good. Well, I got nothing. That didn't end in tragedy. Yeah, it did for us. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, I want to hear the rest.
You know this whole thing, you chicks? It's, end to end.
Film. You know, I wonder if there's anyone here that could help me learn a little more on the violin. Where I started learning with what's his name? The butler from Monza's house.
Your favorite?
Uh,
Venus
Is
and
that
Adonis.
Nunez?
Chicks, probably.
No. Mirnaz, wasn't it?
Marinez was the butler.
Aye, very nice.
I might be able to contact a spirit too, but I don't know. How liable that.
Well, I wouldn't be able to really talk with them and contact with them because I don't know anything about talking to spirits.
the bird gentleman. And he'll kind of walk up. Do you need help with music, kid?
Oh, I started learning how to play the violin a little while back.
Okay. You see that man at the piano with the black hair?
Aye.
That's Ishix. Go talk to him.
Ish.
Ishix is a brilliant muse with music and poetry and plays.
Alright. Look, I don't want to interrupt him while he's playing.
I don't think you can. He was putting shit.
Alright, I got one for you. From the old library. Sun Tzu. Art of War.
Well, there's the famous quotes, but nobody seems to know the rest of the book.
Alright.
Our time is up. Play something else, fucker. I want to question you.
Oh, he vanished. Oh, he's back. After Fiona was done eating his breakfast, he would put the tray or dishes up where they're supposed to go, and he would walk over to the gentleman playing the piano. Excuse me. Oh, they're not. They're muted.
They're finding
Sorry,
music.
gentlemen. I have to leave. Continue playing yours now. Yeah, no, that was Why don't we hire him? Shut up! It's too cool to be with us.
He's too cool.
Can I help you? It's might I assist thee somehow?
Oh, I can actually play this song.
My name is Fiona. I was told that you might be able to help me with my learn violin a little more, if it's possible.
He'll just snap his fingers to the gentleman off to the left and demand his book back, and they'll hand it to him. And he'll flick his little bookmark and get it nice and reorganized back to where it was. I suppose I could lend you a hand with something that you require. What is it that you need?
I know the basics. I guess starting to get into the a little more advanced
Thank you.
playing techniques.
But haven't an area of an idea of how to advance.
Aye.
I'll be busy all day, but come back tomorrow. Same time.
Is there?
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
You know, hold out a hand. He's got rings on his fingers. He's got 3 rings on his pinky, his middle finger, and his index finger. Oh, he's got tattoos on his arms. Pretty. Please. Ishix is the name.
Fiona would shake his hand. And Fiona.
Yes. Have a good day.
Aye, you too, sir. Fiona would go back and sit down by his friends. Alright.
Well,
Hmm?
just Raji just yeah, no. Got a new boyfriend? New friend?
No, tomorrow he's going to teach me a little more about violin.
Cool.
Aye. Well, there's just one problem.
There's never not a problem with you, Fionn. What is it?
Well, I need a violin. Don't have one.
Sounds like you problem.
Sounds
Don't
like a
exactly have
great way to spend some of that currency.
what currency.
Exactly.
Wow.
Spent most of it on my new bow.
I see I
A
return.
little more on arrows.
Fucking mod. Love mods. I return
Oh,
here.
good.
And you all see.
Hello?
Did everyone else that also cut out?
No, I think
Yeah.
it might have been his. Well, mine's been out all day. I'm using my phone.
Oh no, the last time this happened, he went on a long tangent and then got really. So.
You give him a
I'm
vote.
back.
Aha!
Oh, there you go.
I'll cut you if you ever
Oh.
shit talk, motherfucker.
It's not shit talking, that's what happened.
Yeah. I went on a tangent, got pissed because I had to repeat myself because somebody can't fucking build good internet that we pay for.
That reminds me, did
I own you.
that like laser internet company ever get you guys set up?
Well, we have the point-to-point using a laser, just an IR laser system right now. But we
Laser internet?
yes, you can transmit data over lasers. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
I know that's how
It's-
DVDs and Blu-rays work, but I didn't know you could do it with the internet.
Yeah, why the fuck would you think the internet wouldn't work? It's literally the same. It's internet via a laser.
I don't know. I'm not smart.
Shut up.
I'm not smart like you three.
What is a laser?
It's a light.
Yes, but what kind of light?
I don't know. Like high frequency light or something like that.
It is a very focused beam of light that travels in a straight line that hits something. It is not limited to the 1/4 of an inch it takes to get to the DVD.
I'm sorry. I'm not smart like you three.
No, you're smart in your own special way, and that's why we keep you around.
Yeah. You can engineer helicopters and clean and function with many a gun, and also fix a car.
And
Got the
explosives.
useful skills. He's got a lot of the useful skills. We have the completely useless skills that only work when something needs massively destroyed right now. We put our heads together. We can find a way to make a nuclear bomb without the government knowing. Anyways,
We need
got-
something destroyed
got
right now,
things
and all I
that go-
have is ferrium, calcium, and sawdust.
well, I only
I'm
need
an alarm clock, the old-fashioned kind.
Why don't
I got-
bombs tick anymore?
All right, so
got
what I
this
need from
thing.
you is pacemakers made in the 1950s. Why?
Peacemakers.
They have yes, because plutonium was used in pacemakers.
Yeah, there's still people walking around with those things in them.
I did not know that.
I mean, it's a really
They're
efficient
harmless.
power source. It's just not great for you.
No, it's 100%
I mean-
great. It's just pacemaker. Okay, so the only problem is the pacemakers are so thin and piddly because they have to fit, your heart, or on your heart, or sometimes in your heart. If you have one of those new weirdo ones that's like an assisted valve setup, they're great. It's just they're so thin that they wear down eventually, and then you're getting gamma radiated on your lungs.
Yeah, that's the not
I'll
great
give
for
you
you
a
part.
But they work.
Just radiation straight to the heart.
I mean, yeah, at least it's, yeah, I'm a light bulb, yeah. Anyways.
Can't put a nuclear power device in space? Why not? It's space.
When a Chernobyl worker generates 12 years of electricity, 1.2 nanoseconds. Yeah. That and the one that had me fucking dying was the Chinese steel worker in the live leak in the corner,
Oh, yeah.
and he just started sweating his ass off. Oh god! All right. Okie dokie. Unfortunately, you can't do much today because Mob is here. Remind you, we all have a job to do.
That is correct.
It's okay. Violin, it's something we.
And Noro is there. He's just been quiet. He currently has Kevin kind of like light against his bat with like his face off to the side so he drools away from him. I'm here, children, don't worry. Yes.
Hey.
I hope Klaus is doing okay. I told Slytherin just to put him with the engineers so they build that thing. He's having fun. And that around this time is when Klaus would be blowing up a rock with a laser, and if you like line the timelines up. Probably having a good time. Meanwhile, Klaus.
He is absolutely having a good time.
Klaus, you have been
He's
taken
having a ball.
downstairs with the other engineer who helped build the death laser, and he's wondering what your thoughts are on some of his inventions he wants to make. One of which he explains as, okay, so basically, we take logging saw blades and superheat the rim. We'll let that one sit there for a second.
I question the usefulness of it, but I love the concept.
See, brilliant minds like ours don't need a usefulness to it. Why not? At some point, it will have a valid use.
I've got
What
a
if
use.
the Ints rise up against us? Then we'll have a weapon viable for killing Ints.
See, the problem with that, though, is if you superheat it, that's when the metal gets soft.
I have a use for it. Cutting cheese. Industrial amounts of cheese.
Industrial amounts of cheese. Just the government wheels of cheese.
No, just like, you know how they have cheese wheels and they kind of look like a log? Just an entire tree of cheese in a logging mill.
You have to understand. I learned from a friend who worked at a factory that made government meat and cheese and stuff for like WIC. It is pretty much straightforward. They don't get cut until they get to the other factory.
So they just get transported in these giant logs.
According to him, the one he worked at just sent them to this other factory that sent them to Walmart's because they were the one that they had the fake. They were the one who supplied them with the cheese, but they didn't make the cheese. They sent them out in like these 30-foot logs, or like square pegs of cheese.
Oh my god.
Wow.
They would go to this other factory, and they would get like run through basically these big heated blades that would give them like that little smear you see on the sides of them, and then they would like cut them. Basically, like they would slide it through the blades into like these channels that have like aluminum walls and stuff. So they would stay all setting up and into like this press on the like this flat face, as they explained it, and then a blade would come down and cut them in the thickness that made like the stacks they need, and like it was like a little blade like series of blades inside like a larger blade system. It was really convoluted. but it's apparently how they make thousands of things, packages of cheese a day. It's just ease.
Well, I suppose that makes sense. That's what they do for toilet paper too. The toilet paper tube just comes in a really long log of this stuff. It's all made in one big
Garth?
sheet.
I'd like you to never compare the cheese I put on sandwiches to toilet paper I wipe the after product off with. Again, thank you. Moving on from that.
A lot of those things, paper towel tubes and all that sort of
Yeah,
thing,
you
are
know,
giant
wrapping
things
paper.
instead of the ones they sell,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a shower head. I don't really use toilet paper that much anymore.
It's a bidet.
It's a bidet that I can also use to shower with.
Sometimes I stick it up my butt to feel like what it's like to be a mermaid. Or note to self, an enema is not what I expected a mermaid would experience. If you think about it, mermaids are always getting an enema when they're swimming through the water really fast.
No, they're always getting a blowjob. Just in scary movies, the creature swimming through the water doesn't have its mouth open to eat you. It just has it open because it can breathe that way.
Yeah. Alright. So, Klaus, you're going to be conscripted by him to brainstorm that. Apparently. So you will get to help design, I guess, death weapons for a little bit. Hope you have fun with that.
I mean, he's always designing death weapons. It's just that now he's doing it with a friend.
Yeah.
No,
So,
he's doing it
can you give us
professionally.
think of some insane weapon ideas, and I'll let you know. Like, yeah, you two would probably make that, because you have another like-minded individual. Because it was bound to happen. He was bound to find one of the fucking tinkerers who wants to make exorbitant displays of mad scientific power. Not mad science. Science isn't evil. It's just how it's used.
Well,
How
madness isn't necessarily evil.
You are insane. Not insanity. I'm fully aware of how crazy I am. I like this new NPC that's been generated. Keep me posted, Dice, to what you're doing in the background of this auto roller. Alright. Where's my phone? I heard something. Is somebody out there? Do I get a gun? No? Okay.
And did I get my gun?
Yeah, it's a rifle and a pistol. I prefer the rifle, though, because if somebody was trying to start something, I could just take them out through both doors. I don't want to, but I'm just saying. Good enough to take out Nazis in World War One, and two, it's good enough to take out some crackhead trying to steal my Amazon package. That's basically a Nazi. I don't care who you are. All right. Taking what's mine, you son of a bitch. You know how many orphans in China had to die to package that for me?
What's China?
That's not in character. What is in character, though, is Noro informing you have to go.
Now, was Joel going to travel with them to the capital?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
You're already in the capital. It's just you're at the guild, which is about...
Yeah, the very specific, royalty type thing,
Yeah, the palace. On foot, it's going to take you probably the rest of the day to get to the palace. If you were to charter a little ride, you might be able to get through in half the day. And if you were to pay extra for the express, you might be able to get there in about 5 hours.
Oh.
I mean, time is important, but when's the actual
Well, it was supposed to be a month from now was the deadline, but it's really whenever you finally show up at the Royal Palace. A month from now was the last day they were willing to wait. Because they were trying to give you time, understanding that you're adventurers and need to put your affairs in order before you come here.
Oh, okay. So it could just take all day to get there, but like then we'd have to set up sleeping.
So we could just charter a ride there.
You could even take the public transit there if you wanted to wait a fucking day to get there.
Could take the scenic route, yeah.
Or alternatively, I'm assuming as you step outside, man, immediately it's different. Because you know what yours looks like. It's not bad. It's got the pretty white tree, got the fountain right there in the center of the little foyer. Pretty grass. Then you got about 100 yards on either side, and about 150 yards to the gate, and about 20-foot walls. But coming out here, holy crap, the guild is fucking huge. You've got about 500 to 600 yards on either side out here, and a solid 1,000 ahead towards this massive archway gate style that is placed directly in the center of this enormous wall with these bronze-colored stones that has to be at least 100 feet in height, giving plenty of coverage for the guild. There is quite gorgeous. Aside from these being very neatly, tightly packed and well paved stone walkways, essentially they're brick laying professionally laying brick rather than just loosely laid stone. You've got well kept grass. You got an entire small forestry section over there off to the where if you're standing out in front of these enormous doors. Off to the left, there seems to be a little sitting area that people are gathered in, communicating with each other, and some who are just over there to peacefully sit outside whilst attending their gear. You do have what looks like another much grander fountain, about 3 times the size of the one that you're used to seeing, and it has the fucking. Apparently, it is a onyx colored stone with a silverish inlay, and it has the Adventurers Guild symbol on the cardinal corners of it, and it's topped with the what looks like some sort of figurehead of the royal family here. For probably some political reason as to that. And it has a very pretty, beautiful sapphire-colored water pouring out of it, so you kind of want to drink it because it's so pretty, but you don't want to disturb it because it's so pretty, if you know what I mean.
So pretty.
It's art! And off to the right, there seems to be what looks like a nice little garden area that you can go and just relax in. And attached to that garden area, there is also some sort of, you assume, sitting area just to enjoy. Not sure though. Can't really see because it's got a small little hedge wall around it.
Hmm.
And of course, there are hammocks strewn between trees here and there. There's even a rocking swing near or sitting in the garden area by a little pond with what looks like some sort of avian creatures in the pond that seem to be eating meat that's thrown to them. Carnivorous ducks? Maybe.
So Beatrice is going to mention, This place is really pretty. I really like it.
Holy shit! Comes from Faraji when he looks up.
So Beatrice is going to look up as well.
Ah, yes. Beatrice, you'll see what Faraji said, a scene that made him say, holy shit. Because you can hear that faint. You can kind of hear it. You can feel a light rumbling, a very light rumbling in the air, and a very faint of what like a sort of like a turbine. And you see the underbelly of what looks like a fucking ship a couple 100 feet overhead, just cruising along in the air, casting its shadow.
Ooh, airship.
That's gonna have to be a very large turbine to be that low a pitch.
It's technically two very large turbines that are secured firmly as sort of a shit. Hold on. What is that type of naval vessel design?
Catamaran?
No, was it Trimaran?
Trimaran has 3 points.
It's left, right, center.
Yeah.
I think that's the type that it's designed after. Though the turbines do seem to pitch and move to help it go up and down and shift through the air as it slowly turns itself and starts to head towards what looks like some sort of enormous tower off in the distance where several others are currently docking.
And you know Ivy would be super excited about this if she could see it.
She's definitely seen them and heard of them.
Well, yeah, she probably has, but I'm sure she still hasn't gotten over the fact that they're awesome.
They are,
Yeah, probably.
they are very awesome and highly engineered to be able to move at all while spinning.
Yep. They are a beauty of Magitech. And they do have the... Oh, right, because this is Ilmar, the royal family here. Their colors are a deep crimson, gold, and purple. So all of the metal is pretty much just gold. The wood underbelly is purple, and the large, intricate sort of conical shaped sail system is that bright crimson color.
Oh shit, they got African purple wood.
Heartwood yeast. I mean, I guess you could say.
I mean, that's if they just want it to be purple. You know,
Yeah.
you can't just grow a tree with dyed water and it'll turn purple.
True.
Yeah, well, that's true also.
like
Or, you know,
literally,
stain it with
I'm going
stuff.
to pay $1 million for this specialty wood that naturally grows this color. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pay like $20 for a kit of food dye.
Yeah, basically. What is worth noting that you are quickly informed by one of the adventurers passing by, military vessel, and they'll point to the flags hanging off the sides of the mast that have the symbol of the royal family, which seems to be some sort of lion-like creature, but not quite a lion. Best way I can describe it is... Okay,
Manticore?
bear with me.
Arsk.
Wait, what were you gonna say, Dark?
Arsk. Lion, turtle shell, snake, and
Tarrasque?
Harass?
it's pronounced Tarsk because it's French, but yes, D&D also stole it and called it a Tarrasque.
It's not Taras. Okay, it's not Tarask. Is not Taras. Taras is something else. But Taras is the
We're
monster.
not French!
We. Anyways,
I'm not French, but I know how to read phonetic words.
it's Anyways. Okay, so I guess the best way I can describe this creature is lion wolf.
I have no idea.
That's the best way I can describe what the creature that their house symbol is. It's like a lion wolf.
Interesting. I did not see any lions yesterday. I was a little sad about that.
How do they not have lions at the zoo?
How do they not have the king of the jungle?
They had them. They were just like, I don't know, sleeping out of view or something.
Oh, lame.
So they were being normal, lazy lions.
The
pretty
lion
much.
sleeps today.
They were dealing with the 90-degree weather the same way everyone else would if they were stuck outside.
Sleeping. Or it's cool.
Actually, it wasn't super hot. It was pretty nice, really. I'd say maybe mid 70s or upper 70s.
God, I wish it
So,
was like that
it was-
today. It was
It was a
triple
really
digits
good day
today.
to do it.
Alright. You have seen the airships for the first time. You are getting the impression that you guys grew up in a little podunk town. It was a small city with like a couple thousand people in it at the most.
Yeah, it's like our characters kind of grew up in the sticks on the edge of the podunk town, didn't they?
Yeah.
Especially Naibai, they're not even from here. They're from like fucking tribe somewhere.
And yet Naibai has been on one of these, so these aren't new to her.
Yeah, of course.
They
Yep.
shipped her in on one, and during the traumatic events of her discharging, where she was suffering from all that PTSD and the mistreatment of certain individuals because it was technically a dishonorable discharge, she was shipped out on one.
What a luxury. They didn't shoot her over the border.
Nope. They dropped her off here in this city and quickly put her on charter further away to not be associated with Berlax.
Here, take care of this trash. I don't want your trash.
Babe.
Save my baby! Launches baby and trebuchet across the border.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a president one day, so they have to be born in America.
Don't know what you're thinking is going to happen, but okay. Oh. Oh. You like math, huh? Well, determine the velocity!
I do not like math, so I will not be determining any velocities.
Let's just remember that there was a sign at a French daycare warning parents to stop throwing their children over the fence. France. Anyways. Well, it's quite a... I mean, you could sit here and admire everything, but considering that Mob and Faramir there, and San and Noro, they're kind of guiding you along as you admire. Yeah, I get it. Ooh, it's pretty. Keep walking.
Pretty much, yes. Yon is taking up the back, kind of doing the same thing, ushering everyone forward.
Out through those enormous gates, and wow! Immediately, you're not kind of outside of town. You're sort of like in it.
In the middle of it all.
You're in the middle of it all, but you're at the top of a hill, out of the way from everybody, and fucking shit. Even the roads to the stables are paved.
So I'm trying to remember in here, was this the place that non-humans were not appreciated? Or was that another
That's
place I was
somewhere.
thinking?
That's technically Harlash, where you were temporarily. Non-humans weren't really fully appreciated there. Here they actually have anti-discrimination laws, and the guards will enforce them.
And so basically, is public opinion that they are just like everybody else, essentially?
Yeah, almost like pretty much everyone is fine with non-humans here, even though it's predominantly humans in the capital of Illimar. And obviously, there's going to be bigots and racists sometimes who will treat you differently and have different dialogue options because they're assholes. But
That is just their title when you see their name, asshole.
dickhead,
I'm surrounded by assholes.
just racist
It's
ass.
the part that's within brackets below their name. or in parentheses or something.
Fion's just kind of admiring this place. Oh,
You're mostly
I
admiring
told-
the fact that these roads are like they look like a sort of a red granite of some kind.
Fion, I'm pretty sure this road just called me poor.
It's any consolation, Fionn. Faraji. You are, and so am I.
So Yon's going to ask everybody, would you prefer to walk or shall we charter a ride?
Daibai is going to look at the general direction of the capitals. It's gonna be a long walk.
Yes, it will.
If you look, and Nora will point out, it'll only take the entire day to go from here, and he'll point to the palace. Ah, yes, the palace. The palace itself is fucking intimidating. You only seen the Nemanthian palace pretty much from quite a ways away, but it still was this intimidating multi-walled structure with those beautiful ivory walls that they're known for there. But here, the walls are... well, they look like they're made of metal. At least the surface of them are. And it does have a very interesting shape. The whole palace itself seems to be... well, it's a little confusing. It's kind of like designed like a massive cathedral in its layout and length and organization. And it's got just 4 trustworthy, enormous walls with keeps all about it. And you can see now that you're here, you're only a day's walk away. Of course, if you could fly a couple, I wouldn't recommend it though. At least you get the idea that flying towards it randomly, because it would be easier for you, wouldn't be a good idea, because you can see the cannons from here, and they look enormous. These are the cannons that Janaya always talked about her helping design ages ago. That were put on castles. These massive, magical cannons. Probably not exactly something you'd want to get shot by, considering that it looks like you could fit a house, maybe a whole housing block inside of the barrel.
Oh, the demon cannons.
Let's see. The pretty wall. Let's see. The color of the walls is... what do you say, Dice? Aside from them seeming to have walls with a plating of gold, a lot of the stones are also this very trustworthy red granite of some kind. And they have, they're not really the traditional conical shaped roof caps or anything. They're sort of like a, triangular cappings, really, more than anything. But they're fairly elongated. Quite difficult, very steep angles, intentionally difficult to scale and to land on without sliding off and dying.
I really hope one of those walls doesn't fall down. That is going to be heavy.
Right? Nah.
Gold is not light.
No, it is not. It is also quite durable once you have enough of it.
Well, it's still a soft metal, but it's
Yeah,
durable
it
can
as
absorb
heat.
the energy really well.
Which actually,
Yeah.
if you're trying to take down a castle wall, having something that deforms and dissipates the energy is pretty smart.
That's why they have it. It's about a 2-foot thick sheet of gold on all of the walls.
Yeah, that'll do it.
and you can see them thoroughly secured to the walls. And it works as both the securing system, but also as an unintentional, beautiful architecture of these arches of gold going over the ramparts and battlements to the other side, where they're essentially tensioning and clamping themselves upright against the wall. And that goes all the way around it. Wherein the ones nearest the keeps are essentially anchored via enormous chains.
That's definitely an intentional flex by the engineer.
Right? Like whoever was told to make this and make it extravagant is like, I will make this and flex on the other castles.
Oh, your castle's built into a mountainside? That's cute. Ours is made of gold.
Gold and red granite. I like the dice field in it. It's slowly shaping more of it, so I'll describe things here and there. But yeah, it does have the palace itself on the inside of the walls does have a cathedral-like. It's very much a cathedral-like shape to it. At least the front half of it is very long and extremely wide, and then it kind of forms out into that traditional T shape that a lot of castles do, and rises up above the entirety of the peasantry. And the lower walls of the castle do also have what looks like gold on them, but that may just be an inlay. You don't think that's another layering of armor here, like this one.
It might
But
just
you
be
don't know.
paint, because people keep stealing it.
Maybe. Maybe. You can imagine what would happen if you try to steal gold from the palace.
I mean, that's 2 feet of gold.
If you can steal a section of that, you probably earned it. You know.
That's why they keep
not
getting
something
away
else.
with it. It's like, well, they ripped it off the wall.
You know what? I'm not even mad.
It's like, that's like 5 tons of gold right there. You can keep
People-
it.
People have tried and failed because they get caught by the guards, who usually just turn one of the very large siege implements downward. What is he doing? He's trying to steal. Oh well. Well, and just slowly tilting the flamethrower down. Ah! My finger triggered flipped.
My finger trigger?
Yep. My finger trigger flipped. Your trigger? No, I know what I said. Oh God. More than you'll be able to. What is? Ooh, the windows. Okay. So it does have some sort of glass. It has a very pretty, turquoise colored, like, you obviously couldn't see this from here, but you will see it, and I'll just explain it now. It's got like I guess you could say, not really ovular. What is the word I'm looking for? Like a
Ovate?
what is that type of shape? It's not an oval, but it's like
Egg shape?
half a tube. It like rises and then like runs along in like a strip, and then like slopes on all sides. It like slopes back down like a little hill shape. I can't remember that specific
Teardrop shape?
A dome?
No, it's not. Well, a dome is circular. It's not circular. It's oblong. Sort of shape.
Vaulted? Is that the word?
Cabochon shaped.
Maybe vaulted. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about? Like you've seen on like cathedrals in France and England and stuff. That like glass skylight.
Yeah.
They got one of those. I'll remember the name eventually. Probably not. It's like if you took a doily and you flipped it upside down. That shape.
Toroid?
A toroid is a donut.
I'm
Like,
I'm running out of fundamental shapes here, man.
Toroids aren't fundamental.
I don't know.
Oh my God! Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta remember this now. It's gonna eat up my fucking brain until I remember it. Thanks.
It is consuming RAM.
Yes, it is! Shut up!
I just want you to know they're okay.
Okay, it's a rounded... Not a rounded, it's, Is it a rounded rectangle? No. It's, what is that?
Cuboid?
Shut up, nerd, no. Okay, it's called a racetrack style shape. It's like long sides, rounded ends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the shape of the pretty fucking turquoise glass skylight it has. That's at least 100 feet long. Palace is quite big. It's not made of red granite itself, though. Ew. That isn't. Wait. The best way I can describe what this palace looks like, think of like a cream-colored marble.
Neat.
So, marble with more quartz in it.
Yeah. Less of a white green and like a mint green or whitish greenish color like normal marble, and more of like a creamy white kind of marble. So there is the gold on the wall. It's probably just painted on there. Alright. So to charter, you've got several options, really varied options. You got basic. We're just gonna call it the basic. The slightly less basic, and the fancy premium one that'll get you there, your destination, pretty easily because it will be permitted through the guard post much faster. It's also the only one that can go in specific lanes on the road for transit of the little vehicles, or little, well, I'd say vehicles, but like the carriages and such.
It gets a carpool.
I mean, more like an express lane.
A priority lane.
Alright, what's the prices?
That's a good question. Mob's the first one to look at that price and then just.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can already tell.
Listen, look at
Cringe
this.
at that.
What on earth are they thinking? That price is astronomical. What day?
Fion's gonna take a peek. What? It's got you
They'll
two
show
over there.
Bonnie the price. Oh, good lord.
Okay, now I'm really worried. If the price has you three freaking out about it, I know I can't afford it.
And before they're freaking out about the basic plan.
No, they're not freaking out about the basic plan. They're freaking out about the premium one.
Fion, how much is it?
Question. Do you think we could all scrounge up 350 gold pieces?
Fion hurt.
Looking for Remia. Oh. Give me a moment. No. What? 350 gold is nothing to me.
How would we ever pay them back for that, though?
I do not know what the problem is. I did not want to walk. My feet hurt. Is the road will hurt? It is fine. These are supposed to have some sort of magical air conditioning. We are getting one of these.
Naibai will glance at their hooves.
Listen, they have hooves. What of it? Don't think that their hooves will hurt.
I mean, I know my feet would hurt if I walked around on my toenails all day, but like,
Right?
they're evolved for it.
Doesn't mean that they can't do what they want.
They can sleep standing.
Yes, but they said that it's gonna hurt their feet. Don't question them. All right, that's what they want to do. Apparently,
I am
Yawn's
questioning their logic to myself.
Well, Yon's going to ask, would you like to split the price?
it is quite all right. É bonzinho. Widow, você presta amanhã? Bari não? Para zoar. Eu vou show a When you mean? And she'll pulls out what looks like essentially a bag full of gold coins. Allons-y, monsieur l'été. 25.72. On dit voilà 26.50.
Naiba is gonna leave the view. Are they saying I don't speak foreign?
I
Right?
don't think Beatrice speaks this language, does she?
She does not.
I know Fiona doesn't.
She's just going to shrug.
No. You got mobs. I mean, we don't need it for a week. Ah? Possibly? I don't see that. Selena. Ora. What is it? Ora. Contigo. One She just casually walks over, following this gentleman to a little table where they take payment and sign everyone's appropriate name in there so they know exactly who. And she does it fairly quickly at that. And then when she's done with that, she just pours a pile of gold out onto the fucking countertop. About 3 inches tall by your guess. What do you?
Now Naiba is going to lean over to Mob. Did you, like, marry a princess by accident?
We're not married. Secondly, I don't know. Well, no. Yes, correct. She'll scoop a handful of the gold coins back into the little pouch and kind of give it a toss into the air and make it vanish into their inventory. Once the deal is done, I managed to negotiate them down to the 2,200 gold pieces for a week.
Well, that's quite generous. I appreciate it greatly.
It is no problem. If somebody does not mind, I'm going to and I'm going to relax my feet. Oh, excuse me, my hooves. And some people are probably thinking, what's your agenda? Want them to be called feet. Is that so much to ask?
Hey, I may be able to walk long distances myself. My feet hurt too, despite how soft they are.
Right, I will go ahead and commandeer, and I'll grab Sin by the collar. Ha! My good friend here to help me find the correct animals to pull in.
The correct animals to what?
To pull the little carriage she's going off to get into. It's quite pretty. Made out of that same purple colored wood. Ah, and just hear from the door. Oh, I love spatial magic.
Well, hearing this, Naiba is going to poof up her cottontail and make their way over there.
Yeah. Oh, spatial magic. Good. I can finally dump Kevin off in there and fucking forget about carrying his chunky butt. Normal
Beyond
slithering
well.
in. Alright, get on the couch.
Fionn would get in as well.
You see why she says she loves spatial magic? 1, it's cool in here. 2, it's a small house on the inside. Very nice.
Even more delightful.
Got a sitting area over there, a little kitchen over there if it's needed, and a little viewing window that lets you look outside. Actually, pretty much all of
Yona is going to help Beatrice up. Not that she really needs it or anything. Just kind of a mom thing to do. And then she's going to get in herself and hold the
what?
door for somebody else who needs in.
No helping me up.
Oh, she's right there, ready to help him.
No, it's too late now. Just offended Faraji climbing on in and just going about his business.
She's gonna pat him on the head on the way.
Like, so she pats him on the head even though he's taller than her.
Yeah. Well, I think she's the shortest one in the entire group.
Unless Michael were to show up.
Unless Akane shows up from somewhere.
Akane's
I
somewhere.
think Michael's taller than her too, isn't he?
He's 5'4".
Yeah, Akane is short.
5'1".
Wait, she's how tall?
5'1".
Yeah. So I guess Michael's taller than somebody. Woo!
Yon's not a very tall lady, and they're in her human form.
Fucking thanks for your tall women for giving Glycol a tall woman fetish. It's fucking hilarious how every woman he's been interested in romantically has at least a foot in height on him.
It's a good thing he never met the Oni.
I think he did, didn't he?
He did, but he avoided her like the plague.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Just like when Eerie was around him. Nope. Later.
That smells like my immediate death.
Yeah, yes, Glycol, really good at disappearing into the fucking crowd. Hey, look over there! And he's just gone. Fuck did he go? He must be hiding.
Block a wall! Where?
Where's Glycol? He's just not. Gotta be hiding. Yep, they never find me, because quick as shit. It will apparently take them 25 minutes to find the, well, 24 minutes, and 25 is I'm rounding up to. They can to find the right animal. Fucking.
Are there
Aren't
snacks
you
in the
eating-
kitchen? Food porn?
There's some food in there, yeah. I mean, there's nothing perishable in there.
Naiba's
Well,
gonna
that makes
snack a little.
Tasty. What did Naibai find? Let's see. Naibai apparently found one of the delicious little sugar glazed baked goods that are in there.
Ooh. I think upon seeing this, Beatrice and even Yon would take interest.
Pretty much what they
Because
got in
Yon
there.
would appreciate a sweet snack every once in a while.
They've got easily managed local treats that have been packaged and put in here that don't go bad. At least they take too long to go bad. So usually somebody's always consuming them.
That just reminds me of fucking stupid Hollywood. They opened up a tomb that's been closed for centuries. Fucking Twinkie.
Yeah. A fucking Twinkie. I mean, it would work. Was that Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, it was a different, really bad. Monty Python only makes good movies.
The Holy Hand Grenade. What a scratch. I will never. Okay, so Dark Knight from Monty Python's The Holy Grail is a fucking mood.
Mm-hmm.
Can that be a personality trait? Because I feel like it should be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Or a whole, no, he's a whole ass gender.
Just, where's your gender, Dark Knight?
What's your gender?
I just.
TV dinner. I'm ready in 5 minutes, and I'm just good enough to keep coming back.
I'm really cheap and I'll leave you full for a few hours at a time.
Alright,
What's yours?
guys, I'm heading off. I
Good
got a
night.
headache.
Oh shit, it's 9
Oh, yes.
It's 9
shit.
o'clock.
Oh, no, damn it. The saw blade gun. All right.
Good night,
Next
everybody.
Friday. Good night. Next Friday when Klaus is here, remind me somebody. They've got to test the maniacal inventions.
I don't think anyone's gonna forget about the freaking saw blade gun.
Especially
I'm
not
already
since
looking forward to it.
Especially
Put
not
it in
since
your
Klaus.
notes. Put it in Klaus's
mentioned-
note.
He mentioned the words to you. I've had this idea for what I'm just going to call the automatic steak driver.
So I've
I
got
don't
this.
know whether you mean like wooden steaks or meat steaks, but I'm in either way.
Well, first off, it could be both. Secondly, it would be metal.
I heard state, as in the state of an object, and I immediately went to hex magic, and I'm like, oh no, that could be very dangerous.
Now, see, there's that, but there's something else I think we can make. I called it. Actually, I don't have a name for it, but I've had this concept in my head. It's basically a tube. It's more like a device that we aim at something, and we fire an unknown material at, and see how it reacts with a quasi-existent state of matter.
Sounds like
The
a particle
Schrodinger's gun.
Or
Exactly.
what's the mass spectrometer?
Yeah, it does sound like a mass spectrometer.
Got all kinds of ideas. I've even got this one that's a gun that just shoots smaller guns. But I don't know how to make that one work. Yet.
What are you? I'm a sword dragon. Blah. Ah!
Okay, I have written down. Klaus was going to test saw blade gun, automatic stake driver, particle accelerator slash mass spectrometer, and gun.
Gun.
Gun
I
gun.
love it.
You're too dumb. You bring me gun.
Me no dum dum, you dum dum, dum.
That would be a very different movie.
Right?
Fucking replace the island head with Terminator. Dum. Gun.
What happened? I hit him with a bat, and he looked like one of them heads from Easter Island when I was done with him.
Apparently, there's just a whole ass rest of the statue underground too.
Nah, that's a lie perpetuated by the gnomes. Can't change my mind otherwise.
I gotta go now. Good night.
Good night,
night.
Klaus.
Good
I
night.
also have to go. I know Klaus did not actually kill that squirrel.
Okay, but before you go, are gnomes just like diglets?
I mean, never know.
Honey, did we buy a gnome? Oh my god, get back inside!